Hey, Hannah. I heard you're going to have a wedding ceremony soon. Nate told me. Well, yes. Actually, even though we've been married for 5 years, we couldn't throw the wedding ceremony due to various reasons. But I still couldn't give up on it. Really? It's already been 5 years since you got married? And after all those years, at last you can have a wedding ceremony. I guess it's hard when you have a low income, needing that long just to save up enough money for a wedding. What? Life is tough when your husband doesn't make a lot of money, but I can't believe it took 5 years just to have one wedding ceremony. I really feel sorry for you, Hannah. Thanks to Nate being reliable, I was able to throw a wedding ceremony right after the marriage registration. You know, Maria, I've told you 100 times our income is not low. What are you talking about? Your husband doesn't make enough money, so that's why you have to work too, right? Poor Hannah. You both have to work even though you got married. The only reason we both work is because we love our jobs. Also, the reason it took us 5 years to have our wedding ceremony is not a financial problem, but our hectic schedules. We were both busy with business trips and leading projects. Now that we're settled, we finally have time to focus on planning the wedding. There you go again. Why don't you just be honest and say you couldn't save any money? You are my sister-in-law, so you don't have to act tough in front of me. You're always trying to treat me like I'm poor, no matter what I tell you. There's no way work is enjoyable. A woman's pleasure is to be at home, you know. A woman's life is to be a housewife and devote herself to her husband and children. In other words, a life like mine is ideal. That kind of life can be nice, but I think having a life of working hard in a company can be satisfying as well. Anyway, congratulations on your wedding. Good luck with your wedding ceremony, devised in your own low-income couple's way. Hey, Nate, are you still having Maria only be a housewife for you? The other day, didn't you say that it's getting hard to make a living with your salary going down? Maria is still a housewife and life is tough. By the way, it's rare for you to contact me, but did something happen? Actually, Maria contacted me about our wedding. There was a 5-year gap between our marriage and the wedding ceremony, right? She assumes that it's due to our low income and inability to save money for the wedding. What? It's like she thinks that working couple equal low income. She made fun of me saying she felt sorry that I couldn't be a full-time housewife. I'm really sorry Maria was so rude to you. Forget everything she said. It's just that, lately, we've been having trouble being influenced in a weird way by the people around us. What do you mean by influenced in a weird way? Nate, you looked tired the other day, and I'm worried about you as your sister. Thanks, sis. I'm okay. Or maybe I'm not. Our family's finances are not in a good shape. What? My salary was just barely enough to support a couple. It's not that I couldn't support Maria, but we couldn't bask in luxury. Plus, at Maria's request, I spent all my savings on the wedding expenses. So under the condition of her to get a job when our child grew up, I allowed Maria to become a housewife, which she said was her dream. But now she says she won't work, affected by her friends she met at her kids' kindergarten. And because of that, we haven't been able to eat any nutritious meals these days. Really? Most of her friends at kindergarten are housewives. She takes their words to heart. If a wife supports her husband at home, he can concentrate on his work. Then the salary will naturally go up. so she should stay at home, is what she says. Huh? If that were true, all women should stay home, and every family would be capable of luxurious life. I know, the husband might be able to focus at work, but that doesn't mean their salary would increase so easily. Besides, I heard that many of those kindergarten friends' husbands are business owners. Oh my. A company owner and a mere employee wouldn't be equal when comparing the salary increase. That's right. I've explained this to her many times, but she seriously doesn't listen to me at all. I'm begging her to get a job, but she ignores me. What? I'm supposed to stay home and care for everyone in the family. I'm already doing my work, she says. Well, that's a great job she's got, but before all that care, you'd like to eat some proper meals, right? I can't believe she's looking down on you. She's a housewife, but we're having this miserable kind of life. I'm so ashamed of her. I'm sorry I put you through all that. No, it's okay. Anyways, why don't you come over to our place after work today? We got a lot of vegetables from the garden we started as a hobby. We also have some delicious ham and sausage that we got as a gift. I'll share some with you so you can get enough nutrients. What? Are you serious? Of course. I'm going to invite you and your family to our wedding. I don't want you guys to come looking skinny and pale, so please eat some good food and cheer up a little. Thanks, sis. I'll never forget your kindness. But don't tell Maria that you got it from us. We don't want any more trouble. Hannah, I'm sorry. It's about today's wedding. We, Nate and I, will not be attending. You're not coming? We wanted to attend if possible, but considering my child, I thought it would be better if we didn't. A wedding held by poor people would be nothing but a bad influence on my child. What do you mean by that? What part of our wedding ceremony would be bad for your child? It's a wedding that a low-income couple worked hard to prepare, so I'm sure it will be a crappy wedding. It would be bad for my child's education to see such a wedding. I want to show how wonderful weddings are, but if we attend, my child would think that weddings are dreamless. Huh? For our child, today will be their first wedding, so I want to show my child a gorgeous, sparkling, dreamy wedding. But this will definitely not be that kind of wedding. You guys are a poor couple who took 5 years just to have a wedding ceremony. Maria, that's enough. You really want to treat us like we're in poverty. And now you make fun of my wedding too. I didn't mean to make fun of you or your wedding. I'm just saying that I don't want to attend for the sake of my child. Besides, I don't think you and your husband, who don't have children yet, would understand this, but raising a child costs more than you can imagine. That's why I'd rather spend the money on my child than on some poor person's wedding gift. Huh? Oh, but if you guys strongly insist, we'll attend the party. I really don't want to attend a poor wedding, which would be bad for my child's education, but if we don't have to bring a wedding gift, we can go. I didn't invite you. Huh? So you can stay at home without any worries. Take care of your kid or something. As long as my brother Nate is at the wedding, that's all that matters. Huh? Nate just arrived. Now we have almost all the guests. Well then, please take care of the house. Wait a minute. Why is Nate at your wedding? I told him yesterday that he didn't have to attend the ceremony. What do you mean I'm not invited? What are you so angry about? I didn't invite you out of consideration. Consideration? I didn't invite you because I was worried about the effect it would have on your child just like you. You eat humble meals every day to save money, don't you? But if you had a fancy steak today, I was afraid my adorable nephew would be driven to despair by his daily life. Huh? We've had everyone wait for 5 years for our wedding. Our parents and friends have been looking forward to it this whole time. So, as an apology, we're putting a lot of effort into today's wedding. We've also spent a good amount of money on the decorations and also ordered the finest course meal. Wagyu beef steak, foie gras, lobster, and much more. We even hired a famous pâtissier to make the sweets. Are you kidding me? Is today's wedding really that extravagant? If my nephew got to taste such an expensive meal, I bet he'll be begging to eat it again even after he gets home. But that would bother you, Maria, right? Since you're trying to save money every day, you wouldn't want your kid to demand steak. So, to avoid such trouble, I decided not to invite you and your child, right? How thoughtful of me. It's not funny. What's thoughtful of that? You must be making fun of me. Don't treat me as like we're poor. I'm not. I truly care about my brother and his family. That's why I had only my brother to attend the wedding as a representative of the family. That way, you'll be able to save the money needed for the congratulatory gift, hair set, and the transportation, right? I told you, don't treat me like I'm poor. We're not like you working couples. We're rich enough to live on my husband's earnings alone. What are you talking about, Maria? We are poorer than them. Do you have any idea how I scrapped together today's congratulatory gift? What? Are you Nate? Stop trying to show off. I know how wonderful it is to be a housewife, so it's about time you face reality. What do you mean by reality? The fact is, our family is getting by on your earnings alone. I tried to withdraw my savings for today's celebration, but there was only $5 left. What part of this do you think is getting on? What? But I can't just give $5 to my sister and her husband for a wedding gift, so I had to sell my own stuff to prepare the needed amount. Do you know how miserable I feel? Oh, really? That's funny. Only $5 left. We should have had a little more. I'm pretty sure we had about $30 left for the rest of the month. Only $30? As my wife, I'm glad you're trying to save money, but I'd rather have you work part-time than live on $5 for the rest of the month. Please, just accept the fact that our family's finances are already at breaking point. I accept it. That's why I'm doing my best to save money. If I stay home and do my best with taking care of our kid and the house, you'll be able to focus on your work. Then, your salary should increase like it does for my friends' houses. I can concentrate better if you get a job. I'm sick of working with all this uncertainty about my future. What? I fully understand the benefits of having a housewife, but you need to take a good look at our family's financial situation too. If things continue as they are, we won't be able to provide any support as parents, even when the kids grow up and want to have a wedding. We won't even be able to prepare a decent amount of money for our kids' wedding gift. Well, that's... We'll talk about it tonight when I get home. Let's seriously talk about the future. If you won't change your mind, I'm considering divorce. What? A divorce? I'll collapse from malnutrition if I don't. Now, let me concentrate on my sister and her husband's wedding. Hannah, please hire me immediately. I finally decided to get a job. First of all, congratulations. It must have been hard to decide to work out of the house. But I don't understand what you mean by asking me to hire you. Well, I talked it over with Nate and decided to start a part-time job. My child is still in kindergarten and I can't work full-time right away. That's great. Even part-time is a big step. But the hourly wage at part-time job is so low. The places that pay more refuses to hire people with no experience. No matter where I look, I can only find part-time jobs with low hourly wages. So please hire me, Hannah. Huh? I heard from Nate that you actually earn quite a lot of money. I heard your annual income is as much as $100,000. But if you're making that much money, you must be busy in your own way. That's why I'm going to become your personal secretary and support you in your work. My personal secretary? You can pay me $30 per hour. I've never used computers for work, but I'm sure I can learn quickly. No, I don't need a secretary, so I can't hire you. Then, what about your husband, Hannah? I hear he's an illustrator and makes quite a bit of money too. And if it's just drawing, I should be able to draw something too. I'll help him, so please hire me for $30 per hour. I wouldn't want to hire you even if it was $1 per hour. What? You're rambling on about so many things. I don't even know where to start from. It's good that you've decided to work, but you need to learn a little more. Good luck with your search for a great part-time job. Wait a minute! You really want to hire me? On the contrary, why did you think we would hire you with such conditions and attitude? How about asking your friends? Then, bye. Wait a minute! I already did, but I'm asking you because they got angry when I tried to negotiate. What? Besides, if I don't find a job by the end of this week, Nate will divorce me. Nate's mad as hell right now, and the situation's not good. So, you really want to hire me, even though I'm this desperate? Divorce? What did you do to make that kind Nate get so angry? It was just tit for tat. He's been nagging me so much to get a job. So I told him this was all due to his low income. What? Words slipped my mouth saying, my friends' husbands make this much money. I told him that work is easier than raising kids and doing housework, and asked him why he couldn't earn enough money. I blamed Nate for all kinds of things. Then Nate got really mad at me. You pushed on his hot button. No wonder Nate will be pissed off. He said, if you think it's that easy, go get a job right away. Find some part-time job or whatever, and go make some money. If it's that easy, you should be able to do it right away. If you can't, apologize to me by divorcing me. Wow. After that, no matter how much I apologized, he wouldn't forgive me. So now, I'm desperately looking for a part-time job, but no one will hire me. I asked my friend's husband if they could hire me under the same conditions, and they all calmly told me, you're taking the world too lightly, aren't you? I'm too scared to ask anyone else. So, how are you going to find a job then? You're going to be divorced in a few days. That's why I'm asking you. Please hire me. I'll be useful for sure. You can pay me $30 per hour. Or, if difficult, I'm okay with even $20 per hour. I'll be supporting your divorce. I hope you don't find a job for a few more days. Huh? You're saying you're okay with me being dumped? I think it would make my brother and my sweet nephew happier. Well then, there's nothing I can do for you, so you're on your own. I hope you find a place that will hire you, wherever that may be. After that, Maria somehow managed to get hired at a part-time job at a nearby convenience store just in time, and was able to avoid a divorce. Maria realized how hard it is to work, and reflecting on what she had said and done up to now. However, Nate, my younger brother, still hasn't forgiven her. I heard that they no longer speak to each other at all. Moreover, Nate seems to have secretly succeeded in changing his job, and his salary is about to increase significantly. But he said, "I'll keep everything hidden until I've accumulated some savings." Also, he said, "I'll make preparations so that I can divorce her anytime." My husband and I would like to watch what happens to them in the future.